You are now listening to the I Think I Love My Wife podcast. And this is your best friend's best friend, S00.E01, ready to take you on another journey. Are you with me? Because I'm ready. Let's get it. Yo, I'm mad excited about this. I'm actually doing this. I have my own podcast. This is a long time coming. I've toyed with the idea for a while of talking about this subject and this content area. Didn't know if I wanted to write a book or do a podcast because, everybody and their mama got a podcast. But I really think this is going to take a different point of view and a different lens. So I'm excited to see what it is and what it becomes. We're going to try to do this in agile format where we do it quickly, get feedback and make it better. I really hope it's interactive and really hits topics that are important to people and that help people. At the end of the day, that's why I'm doing it. So I wanted to take the time to really get into why I started this. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I'm 33. Some would say a hair below 5'8", 5'9" on a good day. Got a job, no kids, and all of my teeth. I've dated my fair share of women, some serious, some not so serious. And over the years, I find myself having conversations with people my age, younger, older, talking about relationships more often. People telling me the things they'll put up with, what they won't put up with, what they have to have, what they need to have, all these rules and standards when every case is different and every situation is nuanced. You over here trying to apply the same practices to different situations. And I'm like, how's that working out for you? It's always a room full of people, single people, asking other single people for advice as if they got the magic bullet. The things that they're doing are working out for them. And I'm like, no, that doesn't work. And so personally, I've made it a point to only talk to people that have proposed or engaged and that are married to get advice on how I should be moving forward, on whether my assumptions are the correct assumptions to have, if marriage is truly the end goal. And really, as I started getting more serious into relationships, I found myself really talking to men, other friends of mine that were married, looking for perspective, wondering if I'm in a situation that's unique to myself and the person I'm with, or is it something that I'm going to face with whoever I'm with? Because, the grass ain't always greener. And so as I've started to have these conversations with other people, I really found that there was a need and desire and a want, not only from men, but from women to hear what it takes to really get married. What are some of the standards and assumptions and myths that we have to tell ourselves that we're not going to hold ourselves hostage to in order to find love? When we looked at people that were actually married and that were happily married, understanding how many of the things that they said when they were 17, 21, 25, 29, that they wanted that they actually have, and what are the things that they have now that they actually value when it comes to really sustaining and holding down their marriage and their partnership and their friendship. And so my goal in this journey was to really find it out, really understand what it takes. I won't call it the secret to success, but I will call it lessons learned, and almost a manual to what it takes to be successful in marriage, because honestly, I think it takes work, and a lot of people don't know how much work it takes. It's one thing to be dating just to be dating. That's cool and all. If that's what you're trying to do, go do it. Have fun with it. Trust me, I did it. I enjoyed it. But as you're dating, I would say, and one practice I followed was just be clear and upfront about what you're doing. But it's different when you're dating with intentionality, and everybody gets to that point at different levels. Different things impact them to get to that point when they're ready for it. But when you're dating with intentionality, it's a whole different ballgame, because you're looking through lenses far beyond what's going on now. You're looking at how this may impact that down the line. You're looking at how this person makes decisions. You're thinking about if this person truly makes you better. And you're also trying to determine if this person knows how to fill your tank while you're pouring into theirs. You see, I titled this podcast, I Think I Love My Wife, Not because I think guys are married and questioning whether they love her or not, but I firmly believe that every guy on their journey to getting engaged, proposing to their partner, and getting married gets to this point of time where they're asking themselves, is this the person for me? Is this the person I'm going to marry? And something happens. I don't know what it is or what series of events comes to play, but they get to that point where they're like, I think I love this woman. And it's more of a confirmation of things than a question of things. And what I want to do in these conversations is really explore that, really understand what were the steps, what was the journey, what was the struggle to get to that point where you're like, yeah, I think I love this woman. This is my person. To see what I can learn from it, what others can learn from it, and what actually are the ingredients to getting to that step of proposing and getting married. So we plan to talk to various guys, all married, various time periods from newlyweds up into 5+ years, just to figure out what are the things that they're going through. How are they overcoming it? How are they making it work? What was dating like? How has their wives changed over time? How have they changed over time? What are the things they appreciate about their wives? And what are the things that they've had to figure out and learn to do differently in order to get to that point of relationship where you get married, as well as the work behind it to make it work? So we're going to do this a bit differently. I like to think of it as innovative because I haven't seen a podcast that's releasing content in this manner. But as a side note, for all you fact checkers out there that have seen someone do it, quietly send me a note and I'll call it something else. But until then, it's innovative. I'm doing it in this format to hopefully elicit more engagement and also to allow for it to be more helpful for those people that may be lacking individuals in their circle that are married, that they could get that advice from as they're dealing with the pains and the struggles of a relationship and trying to figure out how they could be better in that relationship and what it takes to actually make it work. So the expectation here is that I'm going to release content in season format. We'll have plenty of episodes each season, but there'll be a part 1 and a part 2. The first part is going to be various interviews with different guys that are married. And so what I hope to happen there is that you guys become familiar with their story, what they're going through, how their dating situation was and what led to them getting married, what some of the struggles they've dealt with and overcome, and how they're making it work. And through that, I hope you get a sense for their struggle, their perspective, their resolve. And for some of you, different stories you're going to resonate with more than the other. But in part 2, I'm giving you guys the opportunity to really engage with these individuals. And based off of the questions that you guys have for these guys, I'm bringing them back. And it's going to be a Q&A, really diving deep into your questions and your situations and giving you the opportunity to really get advice from guys, from men that are married and that are going through it and know what it takes to make it work. Because I feel like if we can talk through these things and pick up tips, then we know how to apply them in our own situations. And I don't think there's a forum right there, or right now, at least, that's doing it. That's asking guys what they think about it, how they're making it work in their relationships. And so I hope it's fun. I hope it's interactive. I hope you guys enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts.